So today I'm going to show you a general technique on how to make your own powdered spices, including powdered garlic, paprika, lemongrass, powdered jalapeno, and lemon pepper. Now this technique is 100% general, so you can use this to make your own powdered spices other than what I'm going to be making. So you could also do onion powder or turmeric, you can make tomato powder or beetroot or whatever your heart desires. So feel free to go hog wild and make your own set of spices. Now some of you may be wondering, why would you even bother doing this? And there's actually two reasons for it. And for the sake of argument, I'm just going to focus on the garlic powder. So the first thing that comes into consideration for me is the cost. Sometimes I come home tired and lazy, and I don't really want to go through the bother of peeling, slicing, and using fresh garlic in a recipe, especially if it's just for me and I really don't care. So I'll use powdered garlic. Problem is that this stuff for me here is extremely expensive. This 50-gram bottle cost me around almost nearly €3, whereas these garlic cloves that I'm going to be using to make the powdered garlic cost me 99 cents, and they yielded roughly the same amount of garlic powder in the end. Now, of course, there are probably cheaper alternatives than my local grocery store's powdered garlic, but they tend to have an extremely mild taste, which brings me to reason number 2, which is when you make your own powdered spices, they're fresh and they have a very pungent flavor. Now, the garlic I made in this video turned out extremely pungent and was very flavorful. Although I just made it, the smell and taste of the garlic powder is extraordinarily present, and this will mean that you have some really nice garlicky recipes if you make stuff with it. Now, one other reason is that sometimes spices may be hard to get a hold of. For example, in my case, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to find powdered jalapeno. So by making it yourself, you all have the ability to experiment. So hopefully I've convinced you now why you should be doing this for yourself. And with all the reasons out of the way, let's actually get into how we do it. Now, unsurprisingly, you're going to need to start off with your raw ingredients. We're going to have to prepare these so that they can be dried and then turned into a powder. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start with the powdered garlic, and for which I'm using a couple heads of garlic that came in a pack. Now, of course, I'm going to need to peel the garlic cloves here. For that, I'm going to use an old Chef John trick, which to load all of the cloves of garlic into a bowl and begin shaking vigorously with a plate on top. This will kind of knock the skins loose off the cloves of garlic, and you'll still have to peel them afterwards, but the skins are significantly easier to pull off than they were before. And so once they're peeled, we can begin chopping them and just really go at it. We really just need to chop them into small pieces so that they can easily and quickly dry out. So something kind of like this. We can just set this into a bowl off to the side, and we can start working on our next ingredient, which in our case is the dried paprika. Now, for a long time, I didn't know that paprika actually came from a red bell pepper, which was to me kind of surprising, but it kind of makes sense. In fact, in German, even the word for bell pepper is paprika. Now, there's several types of paprika. This kind of red bell pepper that we have here, this is going to make a nice sweet paprika, which isn't very spicy. Now, we need to chop this guy up too, just like we did for the garlic. And actually for paprika, there's a trick for doing it. But since I couldn't remember what the trick was and I was too lazy to look it up, I'm just going to do it the hard way. Again, we just need to chop this into small pieces like we did with the garlic. If you can remove the seeds and membranes, then we're good. Just put this into a bowl and we can go on to our next dried spice, which is, in our case, lemongrass. Now, I have a couple stalks of lemongrass here that I was able to get on sale, and we just kind of need to hit them with the back of a knife, which supposedly releases the oils for the flavor. You can definitely smell the lemongrass after you do this. I kind of was questioning it since we're gonna dry and eventually grind all of this up together anyways. The point seemed a little moot, but whatever. I just, I'm a creature of habit. Chop this into small pieces. So we're gonna set this into a small bowl and just work on our next ingredient, which is the powdered jalapenos. Now, at this point, you know the drill. We're just simply gonna just chop this up, but in this case, I'm gonna also chop the seeds up and make sure that we have everything basically roughly the same size as what we had beforehand. And lastly, we have our lemons for our lemon pepper. Now for this, I'm just gonna grate the peel of my lemon on a box grater. You can use a microplane if you have one. I don't, unfortunately, so I have to use this box grater. And basically that's that for now. So now once we have all of our ingredients processed, it's time to dry. Now I'm gonna be using a dehydrator because I have one, but if you don't have one, don't worry. Feel free to use your oven by setting it to the lowest temperature possible if it's electric. So I think if you can get below 50 degrees Celsius, if you have gas, you can dry it out with a pilot heat from your oven, so you don't even need to turn it on. Place these into the oven for a day, and voila, you'll get the same results as me, but without the semi-fancy dehydrator. Now, as you can see, my dehydrator is a semi-fancy and not a fully fancy dehydrator. And the distinction is that you can see that it has these plastic slotted trays, which means that for spices which are smaller than the spacing of the trays, we gotta pull some magic. Now in the fully fancy ones, you can just put them directly onto the trays and you don't have to worry about this. In our case, the magic takes the form of some aluminum foil with some holes poked into it. Now I know this might look like the world's most boring game of the knife game, but these holes in the aluminum foil will allow some airflow through them, ultimately helping with the dehydration process. Okay, so after you get the piece of aluminum prepared, okay, so just go ahead and do this for the spices that need this. So in my case, this was the lemon peels, the jalapenos, and the lemongrass. But for the paprika and garlic, I decided to be a little bold and just put them directly onto the tray. And actually, this is a fact I kind of regretted later, and you'll see why. You know, hindsight's always 20/20. So now, once everything's loaded in the dehydrator, we can turn it on and let it go for 1 day. Now, just a word of warning, this may make your kitchen smell a little funky. It wasn't actually as bad as I thought it might be. Definitely, my kitchen smelled like salsa for a day while this was going on. Okay, the next day I came back to this and my spices looked like this, all nice and dry. So as I pulled it apart, and I hinted at earlier, there was a problem with the garlic and paprika falling through the slots onto the next tray. But this only resulted in me having to do a little extra sorting, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. Now that we have all our spices nice and dry and sorted in their containers, it's time to grind them up. Now you can also do this by hand with a mortar and pestle, but I recently got a handy dandy coffee grinder solely for spice grinding. So starting off with the garlic, it's just a matter of placing them into the spice grinder, doing this for a few seconds until poof, we have our powdered garlic. You can see it came out really well. It's nice and powdery, and this is perfect. I'm gonna put this into a container later, and we'll be able to just put this into a recipe whenever I need it. Now I repeated this process for the other spices as well, and it was extremely easy. The only small difference was that for the lemon pepper, I needed to of course add some pepper. So okay, so now we're done. Let me know in the comments actually below which spices you end up using. Maybe there's some cool thoughts for how to do this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Okay, thanks, bye.